Okay, so we just finished talking about Joe Biden's big bipartisan victory on infrastructure in the Senate. Now, of course, this bipartisanship is not carrying over to the Florida governor, Ron DeSantis, who has been at war with masks for around the past month. So, before I begin, let's discuss a little bit of an issue with media coverage of Ron DeSantis. I think Ron DeSantis, frankly, gets way too much coverage. He gets outsized coverage because he does culture war BS that, riles up the base and makes Republicans feel good inside. But really, and also frankly, let's be clear, he makes Democrats feel good inside as well because they're not Ron DeSantis. So that's a little bit of an issue because that means that DeSantis gets outsized coverage. It's an issue for the country, but for DeSantis, I bet he likes that trade-off, and that's why he continuously makes it. So Ron DeSantis, who was, by the way, a moderate on COVID in the beginning of the pandemic, he was not like Kristi Noem of South Dakota, who went completely crazy and refused to lock down ever, refused to mandate masks ever, and had a complete and total meltdown when she was confronted with this at CPAC. So Ron DeSantis is, I think, angling for a 2024 run. A lot of people are saying that, but maybe he's not. I think he is. Regardless, he is also pretty young, by the way, so DeSantis has a lot of time to either ride out the governorship that he has in Florida or to, of course, run for president. So regardless, he has a lot of time. And recently, or last month, I guess, Ron DeSantis issued an executive order that required state health and education departments to allow parents to make their own decisions regarding masks. What that basically means is that he banned mask mandates. And that's an issue because a lot of school districts were considering mask mandates, and many have basically said, we are going to do mask mandates, even if we give some opt-out exceptions. Even then, with these mask mandates, there were even bigger issues with school district deciding to do them while the state government said that they couldn't. So there was a lawsuit filed. There were so many things that are occurring in Florida with these lawsuits. It seems likely that DeSantis will back down. It seems like he is backing down, frankly. But on Monday, he announced that the state could withhold salaries of officials who enact school mask mandates, which that seems almost authoritarian in a way. I know that the Republicans tend to talk about liberty and freedom and the fact that the local government is the best way to govern a country. But it seems like he doesn't really believe that because he's going against local government. So it seems like, as usual, Republicans are using what will get them into power, which is anger over mask mandates, because of, I guess, reading Facebook incorrectly. And not only are they doing that, but they're using whatever institutions that they have in order to trample on other rights, like local school rights, and they're trying to protect parents' rights, but at the expense of public health, which doesn't particularly seem as if the parents have a right to send their kids to school without shoes, for instance, or without a shirt. So it seems weird to then extend that to masks. It went so bad that even Bill Cassidy, the GOP senator from Louisiana, who is a pretty conservative Republican, he started going against Ron DeSantis. He said that the mask mandates, or that the ban on mask mandates itself is kind of dumb. He didn't use that harsh language, but he said that local officials should have more control. And this conservative argument, it's obviously conservative. It's belief in states' rights, belief in devolution, which has been a conservative mantra since they fought the Civil War, or probably even before that with the nullification crisis. Regardless, these conservatives are now attacking him for using a conservative argument. So he's getting attacked on Twitter, he's getting attacked online, and it seems almost silly when Bill Cassidy is himself a doctor and himself a conservative. So he's being attacked just for going against DeSantis. Of course, DeSantis had a high-profile war with the White House. The White House actually may pick up these salaries that DeSantis doesn't pay. So I would say that, yeah, Biden is trolling DeSantis hugely. But frankly, DeSantis wins either way with this, because if he doesn't have to pay superintendent salaries, then maybe he has more discretion over the budget, which is good for any governor. So regardless, my takeaway here is if you live in Florida, organize, vote out DeSantis, and of course get vaccinated, because it seems like DeSantis doesn't really want to do anything to stem the spread of COVID-19 that has affected his state tremendously. Of course, subscribe to In Progress on YouTube for more. And for more impeccable commentary, which I know that you love, go to linktr.ee/raymondperez, where I have links to my Twitter and Instagram.